This is Kyle Alexander with DMV Hoop Session, and we are here at Richard Montgomery High School, where the 11-1 Rockets are set to face off against the 9-3 Blake Bengals in this first place regional showdown. Now, while Blake will be without Bob Olatunji, who is the #1 player in Maryland, they will look to their guard Armani Folks to help them with this game, while the Rockets will look for Tavares Vaughn Cooper to help them in their game. Stay tuned on SASN TV. This is Kyle Alexander, and we are live at Potomac High School, where the 4-2 Wise Pumas are here to take on the undefeated 6-0 Potomac Wolverines in a very much anticipated matchup. Stay tuned on SASN TV. As we start to witness more and more injuries caused from turf fields, the question then starts to become, when do the owners switch to grass fields to protect their investments? This is Kyle Alexander reporting with HU News Vision. What's up, DMV? This is Kyle Alexander with DMV Hoop Session. We are here after the game as the Flowers Jaguars won 68-56 to remain undefeated and go on to 8-0 as they prepare for their next matchup. Stay tuned on SASN TV. What's good, everybody? This is Kyle Alexander with your halftime report. And the Merville Mustangs have been having their way in the first half as they jumped out to a 22-0 halftime lead thanks to a balanced run game and a great pass attack. Stay tuned in the second half on SASN TV. As the start of the NBA season is approaching, the brightest spotlight still remains on Kawhi Leonard. The Los Angeles Clippers are currently under investigation by the NBA for allegedly circumventing the salary cap to sign Kawhi Leonard back in 2019. As a first-year head coach in the DMV, Coach Alpha Bangura is not letting the pressure get to him, much like a free throw. This is Kyle Alexander with DMV Hoop Session post-game as the Bengals defeated the Rockets 68-57 as they remained in front the entire time and emerged victorious, going on to 10-3 as they give the Rockets their second loss of the season. Stay tuned next time on SASN TV. What's up, DMV? This is Kyle Alexander with DMV Gridiron, and we are live at Eleanor Roosevelt as the 5-3 Eleanor Roosevelt Raiders are hosting the 6-2 Oxon Hill Clippers in this DMV matchup. We are here after the game as the Eleanor Roosevelt Raiders have won a hard-fought battle against the Oxon Hill Clippers in a 14-7 stout defensive matchup as the Raiders just ran the ball and they were able to drain the clock out as both teams go on to 6-3.
Dumb balls up at halftime, I'm good.
All right. And it's, at the Maryland State Championship, how important is it, do you think it is to the city to have everybody come out to these high school games and to show support?
Well, they know if any of our schools in there. Obviously, listen, I was here last night as my school, Merville. We won another championship, and I'm going to be back right here tonight to support my Dunbar kids as well, because once the regular season over for us, it's Baltimore versus everybody else, and we want trying to win every championship, bring them all back home in the city. And I want them to know what they already know, that I love them, I support them, I'm going to be their biggest fan, the person pushing them, but going to be here to celebrate them at any chance I have.
I am here with Bishop McNamara's class of 27 guard, Candace Samuels. Candace, she had a pretty good game out there, and it was another hard-fought game against Elizabeth Seton. So what did you see like down the stretch to be able to make the plays that you did to help your team win?
Honestly, I just saw the rim, and I just feel like me and my team, we had great energy. So we just got to keep on pushing and just don't get on our heads, don't get down on ourselves, just keep pushing, get the dub.
And in overtime, I believe the first play of overtime, you kind of had a nice little and one. So what was the mentality for that play as far as you setting the tone for overtime?
Definitely can't guard me. So I just felt like she couldn't stay in front of me, and I just knew. I knew what it was, so I got the and one.
And I believe both your games against Elizabeth Seton went to overtime this year. So how did it feel to get the dub in both games?
It just shows that they really can't mess with us. So I just feel like we just practice. We have more energy, and if we keep having more energy with these teams, then we're gonna keep getting wins. So.
All right. And you know, #1 team in the country now. So how does that feel to have that kind of going on a 18 game win streak, if I'm correct?
It tells us that we have a target on our back every game. So we got to keep pushing hard. Don't let nobody come at us hard, and just stay in it.
All right. And lastly, you have any shout outs you want to give?
My parents.
All right. And you're here. Okay.
And Jayla.
All right. And you heard it here first. This is Kyle Alexander with DMV Gridiron, and I'm here with Class of 26 defensive end Carter Meadows. Carter, great game out there. It was a close game towards the end. Y'all won 24-21. What does it mean to win one of the biggest rivalry games in DC to end the season?
Yeah, I mean, it feels great. You know, it was a close game. We battled all game, and you know, they're a great team. And just to be able to solidify ourselves in the playoffs, come out here on our home turf, defend our turf, play in front of our fans, it felt great. It felt great.
All right. And we mentioned how this is is one of the biggest rivalry games in DC. It's also senior day, and you're a senior as well. So what was the emotion coming into this game to end the season on a high note with this game with this much magnitude and emotion in it?
Yeah, the emotions are high, definitely. But I know my time's coming to an end, but I just want to leave on my terms, get that chip, so I can be happy in the end. So yeah.
All right. And also, you go on to play Good Counsel in the next round. So what is the preparation coming off this great rivalry game win going into next week against Good Counsel for the playoffs?
Yeah, definitely. We're going to enjoy the win, celebrate the win, but we're back at it pretty soon. You know what I mean? Because we got to come back here. We keep going. We're not done yet. Game by game, day by day, step by step, we're going to get there. So just keep being focused on all accounts and just, yeah.
NFL player and Howard alumni Antoine Bethea spoke about his former pro day experience as a player.
I think it's been good. I went through my process a few years ago. Having a pro day here and then, getting drafted in 2006 in the 6th round, but being able to come back and see these young men go through the same process, I'm excited for them to start their journey.
This is Kyle Alexander with DMV Hoop Session, and I am with Bishop McNamara's women's head coach, Ron James. Coach Ron James had a pretty impressive game out there, beating Elizabeth Seton for the second time in overtime this season. How does it feel to get that win and go on to win number for the 18th consecutive win of the season?
It's just a blessing. It's truly a blessing. Elizabeth Seton really came in and played this really tough. They did the first time as well. A lot of the kids, we know each other extremely well, so to have a competitive game in our region, within our conference, is always an awesome thing to do, and even a greater blessing to come out with the victory.
All right. And I know throughout that game there was some controversial calls with the refs. So I just want to know, how were you able to keep your team cool, calm, and collected, and be able to go past adversity?
Yeah, I got a team that that's kind of our calling card, right? I need to stay calm and composed along with my assistant coaches, and I think that allows our players to stay calm and composed. So now we can strategize and do the things that we know has to happen in order to come out with a win.
All right. And with you being the number one team in the country, do you feel like that puts extra pressure on you or puts a target on the back?
Oh, a huge target. And what we've told the kids, just as hard as you work to become number one, you got to work twice as hard to stay there. Everybody's coming for you. Everybody wants the upset. And we were on the other end of that. So we have an understanding of it. But they're so young, and the experiences that we've had have only been, just a godsend for them to be able to experience that.
And you mentioned them being a young team, because I believe you only have 2 seniors on the team. So how does it feel to know that you're getting the same group of girls back for next season?
It's exciting. Very excited to know that you get that group back. And at the same time, I told them they drive me crazy, and I know I drive them crazy as well. So we're just going to keep growing together.
God have crazy sometimes to be able to win games.
Yes, absolutely. But great teams find a way to win.
Yep. And lastly, I just want to know, with you being the number one team, and you mentioned it puts a target on your back, how do you plan to carry that momentum throughout the rest of the season and be able to keep the girls? Because you say it's harder to stay there, so how do you plan on staying there?
One of the things is just falling back and sticking to what we value most, which is our defense. Our defense has saved us multiple times throughout the year. I continue to stress that and staying together and connected as one.
All right, and lastly, do you have any shout-outs you want to give?
Shout out to the Bishop McNamara leadership team and my wife and my daughters.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. And you're there first.
It helps with credibility. Kids to know that I've been through what I'm advising them through, and so you've seen the bad part of it. They've also seen me rebuild myself and make myself into something a lot bigger than what I used to be. So it's been a phenomenal thing. Now, sometimes when you go through bad experiences, when you're on the front side of them, you think it's like a horrible thing because you're dealing with the negative side of it. But all failure, or quote-unquote failure in life, is learning lessons, as long as you keep on going down the road.
What's up, Maryland? This is Kyle Alexander with DMV Hoop Session. I'm here with Bishop McNamara's class of 28 guard, Jayla King. Jayla, you had a great game out there, pretty impressive game at that. You were able to do things on both ends of the court. So what were you seeing out there offensively and defensively to make those plays?
I think offensively, it was just to move the ball, play together. And defensively, defense wins games. So just get stops, get steals, get rebounds, and that kind of led us to the win.
All right, and you mentioned that defense wins games, and you were making a lot of impressive defensive plays like steals, stepping at the ball. So what was your mindset defensively going into this game with all eyes being on you being the number one team?
I think it was really just play hard and just get the steals, do whatever it takes to win for real. So I think that's what. Yeah.
All right. And you now won 18 straight games to go on and be the number one team in the country, like I said before. So what is it like to be a part of that and to help this team reach their goal?
It feels great, man. Just being on a team where we continue to win, and you'll see us at American University.
And last question, just with this game going on this win streak, how do you plan to keep this momentum going for the rest of the season?
Just continue to keep doing what we're doing and just going to every game like we have something to lose. So yeah.
All right. Lastly, you have any shout outs?
Shout out my girl Q and my peeps, my dad, my mom, everybody who's been supporting me through it all.
What's up, DMV? This is Kyle Alexander with DMV Hoop Session, and I'm here with head coach Brian Brooks. Coach Brian Brooks, you had a great game out there. It was a close game against a good team. So how were you able to get the team prepared for this tight matchup?
Right now, we're in a position where everybody's giving us their best shot. We represented 4A last year going to the state, and we lost a lot of people. And like McKaden just said, normally we come to Bowie, we come up short 1 or 2 points. So that was our focus, trying to get over the hump and win. We've only won here once. I've been here 10 years. We've only won once, I think.
All right. And how important is this win for you to finally get that win at Bowie?
It's very rewarding. They're no longer in our division, but Bowie, Flowers, we're neighbors. And we're having an event at Flowers this weekend, and they're coming over, so it would have been really down for us to have lost tonight, and they walk in our gym Saturday and play Douglas, So we're happy that we won.
All right, and you're now 9-0. So how does that feel as a coach to get these boys out to a great start on the season?
Well, it feels good because when in team sports, you always have opportunity for kids to step up. We had Jaden Thomas step up tonight. Jake and Laughlin-Martin, they both stepped up. McKaden stepped up in the second half. And that's the beautiful thing about coaching. You get to see that.
And your son also is Brandon Brooks. He had a great game with 20 points. But how impressed were you with him, but also your team as a whole stepping up when he was getting double teamed and getting the defensive attention? How impressed were you with your team to step up in those moments?
Well, we've come to expect that every night now. Everyone's doing it because right now, I guess he's bigger than everybody else. I won't use the word better. That wouldn't be fair. But he's bigger than everybody. He's more seasoned than everybody, more polished, more experienced. He's a 3-year starter at the 4A level. And, he expects to be double teamed. We just got to get other guys to shape up and do what they do. We got some really good shooters on our team. We just got to be able to get them to get comfortable and play defense the way we really like so they can get those shot attempts.
And lastly, do you have any shout-outs that you want to give?
I always want to shout out my team and the student body. Everywhere we go, they always come out and support us. Like the kids that we represent New Flowers, so we like saying that. We like seeing that.
You're here from Coach Brooks. This is the New Flowers team, and this is Kyle Alexander. Stay tuned next time on SASN TV. Alexander with DMV Gridiron. I'm here with Class of 2026 athlete Taj Brown. Taj, you had a great game out there, won 14-7. What were you seeing out there on offense and defense to be able to make plays?
Just reading my keys, you know what I'm saying, staying focused. I'm saying the defense shifts on the jet, so you know what I'm saying, we run a lot of gut. My quarterback pulled it, and he got some yards, so just being a team player on that and pointing things out.
All right, and with the defense, you only hold them to 7 points all game. So what was the game plan coming into here on defense? What do y'all want to focus on the most?
The pass, you know what I'm saying, Oxford got a good passing game. Just reading our keys, staying focused, being aggressive, and just staying on our men, doing what we got to do.
All right. And then with this going, with y'all winning 14-7, your quarterback talked about going into the playoffs with a bye week. How do you plan to prepare for the playoffs?
Just getting my mind and my body right. You know what I'm saying, watching the film, going over things I got to do to improve, and just getting better week by week.
All right. And lastly, with you being an athlete, do you prefer the side that you like playing on offense, defense? You like playing both?
I like both. Whatever I could do to help win my team, I'm going to do both. They throw me on special teams, offense, defense, I'm going to do what I got to do to help win.
All right, you're here first. This is Kyle Alexander with DMV Gridiron. This is Kyle Alexander here with DMV Gridiron. And today I'm here with Class of 2027 running back, Dejon Talley Rhodes. Dejon, great game out there. He had a 2-touchdown performance. How important was it to establish the run game on the road?
Man, it was the most important thing that we could possibly have did. We're trying to find our identity more and more, and we're establishing that's the run game. We have a great pass game, we have a great run game, but we have a great O-line, and the boys up front always going to have our backs, no matter what. And we will always have theirs on the back end.
And part of that run game, you were able to get the run going, and even late in the game, you scored a touchdown to take a 21-20 lead that eventually helped y'all win the game. What did you see out there on that run to punch the scoring?
To be honest, it was more just like when I seen that crease, I just had to hit it. Like my body was just moving on its own for real. I just was just here. My brain was just kind of just here.
Like you were just on autopilot.
Yeah, it was like on autopilot damn near.
All right, and then now that you got this great win in a crazy game, going into next week, how do you plan to carry this momentum into next game?
Man, we plan to dominate our next opponents. We plan to make sure that they don't even have a chance at winning this game. Not gonna lie, French that was some good bump, but this game it should have been a larger deficit. And next time we're gonna prove that.
All right. And you heard it first. This is Kyle Alexander with DMV Gridiron signing out. This is Kyle Alexander with DMV Hoop Session, and I'm here with Blake senior guard Armani Folks. Armani had a great game out there in the win. What were you just seeing out there offensively to make the plays you were making?
They stopped me from attacking the rim, so that's why I just had to find my teammates and get them in the groove. And once I did that, we was good.
All right. And you made a lot of plays, playmaking as well with some of your passes. So when they started to get on you as far as stop you from scoring, what did you see out there to pass to your teammates, or what went off of your head to try and get your teammates involved?
Once I have the ball, everybody's usually ball watching, so getting my teammates to backdoor and to move without the ball is definitely it helps me, and it makes it easy for them to score.
All right. And you got a little banged up there in the fourth quarter, and you were out for a little bit, but the team was still able to hold it down. So what was it like for you?
Get the ball out, money. That's all we gotta do. Get the ball to money, baby. Get the ball to money.
No, you got injured, and what was it like for you to kind of go down and be off the court, but to see your team still holding the lead?
It shows you that I'm not the only person on the team that can hold us down. We definitely got other guys that know how to play basketball, and they held it down while I was out.
And is that the game plan for your coach, just give you the ball?
Yeah.
And you have any shout-outs you want to give?
Shout out my teammates, shout out my coaches.
All right. And you heard it here first. This is Kyle Alexander. This is Kyle Alexander with DMV Hoop Session. And I'm here with junior guard McCaden Schooler. McCaden had a good game out there. Had 6 points, but it was really your court vision that was taking over the game. So what were you seeing out there offensively to make the passes that you were making?
They like to double team our big, so when they would double team our big, if we look around, our shooters would be open, or if they go out for the shooter, we get hit it back down on the big. And the big, if it's a one-on-one matchup, he always gonna score.
And you showed a lot of hustle out there as well on both sides of the court. What was the message going into this game against Bowie?
That we got to beat them. We always got to beat every team we play. Bowie, we ain't beat them here, so we wanted to beat them at their gym. So.
And you say you got to beat everybody, and you've done that so far. You're off to an 8-0 start. How do you continue to keep that high start up?
Great practices and following our coach.
And do you have any shout-outs you want to give?
My team, we're going to keep winning.
All right. And this is Kyle Alexander, and stay tuned on SASN TV. What's up, DMV? This is Kyle Alexander with DMV Hoop Session, and I'm here with senior forward center Abdurrah Otara. So, Abdurrah, you had a good game out there. What did you seeing out there defensively to make the plays that you were making?
I feel like we had to come in and guard our assignment, and we held our assignments. I feel like we all had to. My assignment was to block all shots coming at the rim, so I did my job, and I think we did our job on defense as a team the whole time.
And you also took a step forward offensively when Armani Folks went out. So what was going through your head when he went out?
When I saw my teammate, that's my guard, so I love my brother. So when I saw him down, I was like, yeah, we got to pack this up. Straight energy, straight hardness. When I saw my brother down, then yeah.
And this is a pretty anticipated matchup. What was the game plan going into this game to go up against the Rockets?
The game plan was to mainly focus on their main player. The main player is Boogie, so mainly focus on him. And we focused on him. So that was really our main assignment. And our main assignment, we got better on defense this game, and we played hard, straight energy.
All right. And after a win like this, is there specific music you listen to after the game to celebrate or anything?
Nah, we on the road on Friday, Northwest. Yeah, we on the road, so we just looking for them. That's all.
All right. And do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to my mom. I love her.
All right. Thank you. And you heard it here first. This is Kyle Alexander. And I'm here with junior small forward Brandon Brooks. Brandon Brooks, you had a great game out there. You had 20 points. You're trying to remain undefeated in this anticipated matchup. So what was going through your mind in this game to try and win the game?
We know that Bowie was going to give us a good game. We watched some more film. Their defense was intense. They made a run that had us, you feel me? shook a little bit, so we had to come back, you feel me, regroup in the fourth quarter.
All right, and you had 20 points out there. What were you seeing out there offensively to make the shots that you were making?
I was just trying to put my team in the best position to win, and I know, for me, I got to go do that every night.
All right. And with this grade, when you move on to 8-0, how do you plan to prepare for the next game?
Watch film, rest, take it one game at a time.
All right. And lastly, do you have any shout-outs you want to give out?
Shout out my team, New Flowers.
Thank you. What's up, DMV? This is Kyle Alexander with DMV Hoop Session, and I'm here with Blake head coach Brandon Howell. Coach Brandon Howell, you had a great game out there. What was the game plan going into this game as the coach?
The game plan was to be us. We wanted to contain Boogie on the other end. We know he's a heck of a player. Respect Coach Dave Breslau in his program, but we wanted to contain him, slow them up, and make somebody else beat us.
All right. And you mentioned slowing down Boogie on the other end, and Abdul Tara told us that was the plan. So what was it about him that you wanted to slow down?
We wanted to limit his paint touches. We wanted him not to be able to get in the type of rhythm, not shooting the threes, and just being able to affect the game in the way that he does. He affects it with his speed. He's a great defensive player. He's known in the area, so we wanted to limit him and not make it, a little bit easy for him tonight.
All right. And you guys had an impressive win as you were never down in the game. And you had a couple moments where it looked like they were starting to come back. And then, with the injury to folks going out, how were you able to keep their momentum going in those moments?
We've been together for quite some time. We played in the summertime, we played in fall. We've played without guys. Armani wasn't with us during the fall, so our guys have been able to adapt and play together so that we can be successful on the floor.
All right, and you had an impressive win like this, and you're going to continue on the road. So what is your mindset going into the next game and to finish out January as well?
We want to be the best defensive team that we possibly can be. We want to be us. We want to continue to play fast, play tough, play our brand of basketball. It's kind of like NASCAR basketball, and we just want to give the fans a show. That's what we do. Yep.
Right, and you gave a show tonight. Yes, and with that, do you just have any shout-outs that you want to give?
I just want to shout out my coaching staff, man. I think they're the best in the county. Coach Freddie Davis, Coach Matt Samuels, Coach Sean Tracy, Coach Brian Lancaster. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, thank you so much, Coach Howell. And you heard it first. Thank you, Harmony. The Bison football team started the fall season off strong with a 34-7 victory over the Hampton Pirates, earning their first win in the HU battle since 2014. Next, as we kick things over to soccer, the women's soccer team made it all the way to the NEC tournament where they fell short in the semifinals to the eventual champion Wagner College. A group of women that did bring home some hardware was the cross-country team as they won the MEAC title this year with 5 Bison placing in the top 15. Another group that's still celebrating is the men's and women's swim and dive team as they went on to combine for 8 first-place finishes in the UMBC Tri-Meet. The women's volleyball team went on to the MEAC tournament and made it all the way to the championship but fell just short to Coppin State. As the winter season is approaching, the women's basketball team is off to a blazing hot 6-1 start with a key win over Providence in which they only had a 22% chance to win. As we switch over to the NFL, the Washington Commanders currently sit at a 3-8 record and are in 3rd place in the NFC East. The most significant part of their season was when franchise quarterback Jaden Daniels suffered a dislocated elbow against the Seattle Seahawks and missed the next couple weeks. After being reevaluated during the team's bye week, the Commanders report that Daniels is a long shot to play in Week 13 against the Denver Broncos. And as they prepare for that game with or without Daniels, they are also preparing for the winter season as they are set to host the Dallas Cowboys on Christmas Day. And speaking of preparing for the winter season, I had a chance to talk to Georgetown Days' new head coach, Alpha Bangura, and discuss how he's preparing for the season and preparing for the new challenge of being a first-time head coach. At Georgetown Day School in D.C., first-time head coach Alpha Bangura is setting the tone.
Just togetherness, being a team, persevering through challenges and things of that nature. And so, those are the attitudes that we brought here.
Coach Bangura is a former professional basketball player who's played in the NBA and overseas in 30 countries, who is now coaching to help high schoolers prepare on and off the court at the next level.
I'll be more valuable helping kids than being on the sideline. And so, I ultimately decided I was going to get into coaching.
As Coach Bangura enters his first season with Georgetown Day, he looks to bring over his pro basketball expertise to help establish a new culture of confidence and buying in to help the school get back to winning ways.
As a former professional basketball player, your experience follows you. You know what it's like to be one of those kids.
He's kind of instilled this confidence that though we are shorthanded compared to other teams that don't recruit, we still can be very competitive. We can win.
While looking for on-court success, Coach Bangura is also looking to grow these relationships off the court.
They just need to know that we have great leadership and our end goal is a championship.
You want to show people that you care. And I think as coaches, if you don't genuinely care about, your players, you shouldn't be a coach.
As a first-year head coach in the DMV, Coach Alfred Bangura is not letting the pressure get to him, much like a free throw. With HU News Vision, I'm Kyle Alexander.
If you play 5-10 teams on a Saturday on turf, you're good. If you do that on a grass field, you're going to tear that field up pretty quickly. So I get it. But the question I know is at what cost?
With the NFL season underway, one topic of concern is the dangers of turf. More players have called for grass fields as it absorbs more force and releases cleats more than turf. From the owner's perspective, turf is costly upfront but costs less to maintain in the long run, even though it produces more heat and synthetic materials. Turf is also more injury prone, as ACL and Achilles injuries are more common on turf. Former NFL player Kareem Robinson discusses his turf injuries he suffered in the league.
I've had turf toe, which is I think a stress of the ligament, and you don't realize how much that type of stuff hurts until you have it. I didn't understand what it was. I just thought, I feel like, well, man, somebody needs, you feel like you need to pop your finger. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how your toe feels. And it bothered me so much that I had to start having my foot shot up.
Although 15 NFL stadiums have turf fields, MetLife Stadium is the one under the most fire.
Personally, that's probably one of the worst maintained turfs that I feel like I've ever played on, from college to high school. It wasn't bad. It just felt like it was in bad condition. It felt like the surface was low. It was kind of hard to sink your cleats in, and it was like the surface was very hard. Like the turf was hard to the touch. It felt hard.
I mean, so we lost Malik Neighbors this year. We lost Odell Beckham a couple years back. We've lost Saquon a couple of times, and they don't get hurt, on opposing fields. They always get hurt on ours. I think we need to go to grass personally because it's better for, like, you can cut, stop, and start a lot easier on grass because you just slide instead of, getting your foot caught in the turf.
As we start to witness more and more injuries caused from turf fields, the question then starts to become, when do the owners switch to grass fields to protect their investments? This is Kyle Alexander reporting with HU News Vision. As the start of the NBA season is approaching, the brightest spotlight still remains on Kawhi Leonard. The Los Angeles Clippers are currently under investigation by the NBA for allegedly circumventing the salary cap to sign Kawhi Leonard back in 2019. According to findings by Pablo Torre, Leonard signed a $28 million endorsement deal with Aspiration, a now bankrupt company. Those findings also detailed that Clippers owner Steve Ballmer allegedly invested $50 million into the company, while payments were made to KO2 Aspire, an LLC under Kawhi Leonard's initials. This now begs to question the integrity of rich owners in sports compared to small market owners.
I don't think it's that big of an issue. Obviously, most teams are not going to be willing to circumvent the salary cap anyway because they know the punishments that may come down with that. But it's definitely like the bigger name owners such as a Steve Ballmer for the Clippers, Mark Walters, who just bought the Lakers for $10 billion, who owns the Dodgers. Those types of owners aren't going to make the mistake of circumventing the salary cap, but also they make a lot of money and they're worth a lot of money, so they're going to be willing to spend all the money that they make to put together a championship team.
While the Clippers may be used as an example to prevent other owners from following suit, some fans of small market teams may still call for a punishment.
As a fan of a smaller market team, I think it's kind of an unfair advantage to those teams because they don't have the luxury of like a billionaire owner utilizing their side business to basically fund a star of that caliber player. They have to basically make do with what they got. So the fact that the Clippers are kind of getting away with it or like bending the rules in such a way, it's kind of a slap in the face to the rest of the league. So I think that the NBA needs to step in and place like a harder salary cap so that we can have more parity within the NBA.
For HU News Vision, this is Kyle Alexander.
It's a lot of adrenaline. You put your money down, and it's like it causes a high rate of adrenaline. I'm sure.
Within recent years, we've seen an uptick in sports gambling as advertisements have been placed everywhere from social media to TV. Now, with professional leagues such as the NFL and the NBA promoting gambling, it may have influenced a couple athletes as we've seen an increase in sports gambling scandals, which come at the cost of the integrity of the game. In 2018, the Supreme Court legalized sports gambling. In 2024, the gambling business saw a record $13.7 billion revenue. With pro leagues promoting ads everywhere, it's rubbed some people the wrong way.
Why can't they make money off of it? NFL's making money off it. They contribute to it. They got signs on the floor, FanDuel, commercials on TV, all kinds of stuff. And the NFL insignia is right there.
The same leagues promoting gambling also punish players for placing bets. With severe punishments being placed in recent scandals, sports agents look to prevent their clients from making that mistake.
When you are in a bad or toxic environment, that can spread to the people around you. You get what I'm saying? So who's to say that if I was still betting, he wouldn't start betting?
With the recent scandal of Chauncey Billups and the history of betting, the question is, why do athletes bet?
A lot of people are greedy. Money, I won't say money. I think my opinion on money has changed over the years. So I used to think money changes people once you come into money. But I started to realize that money can maybe not even change you, but it can highlight who you really are.
As leagues try to crack down on gambling, the future of sports integrity doesn't look too bright.
You see it now, corruption. They get mixed up with the mafia gangsters in New York and stuff like that. It's bound to be corrupt, Just like you're seeing a little trickle of it now, like the college guys betting on themselves and even pros betting on themselves, It's corruption. It's going to cause more corruption.
With HU News Service, I am Kyle Alexander.